have on the back.
What's going on, beautiful people? I am the Grandmaster, and I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys the next episode of the Grandmaster's Table, and I am joined by my beautiful co-host Summer. Go ahead and say hi.
Hi.
Oh my god, you're making it worse every single week. You just lean into the microphone, and just this time she closed her eyes a little bit. It was like, hi. My lord, this is what I have to deal with, guys. It's just on a daily basis. She does the same thing in public, so it's just tough to deal with sometimes.
Hey, you can't say I'm not consistent, so there you go.
My lord, we're not gonna get into that. Anyway, today we have a huge guest. He may not think so, but to us, yes, guys, there's going to be a lot of dirt uncovered today.
Oh my
and
God.
By that, it's the T of one organization known as the American Pokemon Association. Basically, the APA is about to be read in a different light for its history because he was through it all. There's a long history from when the APA got started. He was in the mix of things, and I'm glad that he's here with us. He's a close personal friend of ours since we've come onto the platform, since we've gone onto Discord. So this is something we've been looking forward to all day. He said that he's been nervous excited, which is the fusion of nervous and excited. So he's honestly leaked that onto us. We're super excited. Hope you guys are too. Do me a massive favor, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, help us in welcoming JustKurt.
Hi. What's going on, people?
I expected nothing less.
Of course you did.
Guys, if you guys are excited for this episode of the Grandmaster's Table, do us a massive favor. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new and you're watching this for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button so you guys get notified every single time we post a new video. Muy importante, it really does support us. It takes half a second. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and you'll never ever regret it.
Oh,
so let's hop right on into it, man. How you doing? How are things going today?
I'm doing great. I'm nervous excited, like you said. It's been ever since you asked me to do it. I've been like thinking about it, and I've been excited. I've been very excited, and I'm very honored that you guys chose to have me on. Especially because I missed the Goons episode, unfortunately, due to some personal stuff. I'm very excited to get my own episode now.
Yeah, low key.
Yes.
Okay, so I will say I didn't say this to them, but they're obviously going to listen to this now. But I'm actually kind of glad that you didn't join, because there is more stuff specifically that I wanted to get into from your story that I wouldn't be able to get to if you were on the Goons channel.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
Goons
really
episode.
Yeah, the Goons episode, I should say. So I'm excited that you're here now, and thanks for giving us your time because you're in Canada, yeah? So you're 2 hours ahead.
Jesus,
I am in 2 hours ahead. We don't have our own time zone, but I am 2 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. So guys, just for context, it is 9:22. I don't know if it's just because us being parents, I'm worn out because these two minions are...
Kurt is up until 6 a.m, okay?
You can't reveal his habits. So like she said, you thrive at this time, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been actually last night I went to bed at a decent time, but I knew I had the podcast tonight, so I went to bed at a decent time last night because I figured I shouldn't be sleeping until like 4 p.m. like I usually do.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to sound tired and sleepy.
So now we're honored to the fact that you actually thought ahead of time.
Went on a normal sleep schedule for
us,
night.
which is great, man. So I want to dip into the T that we were talking about, the AP, right? So what's your history with that thing? When did you first dip into the, we'll call it organization, to the league?
First dipping into the APA happened 2017, I'm gonna say. It happened way back in my old days, when Draft League was run through Twitter DMs and Skype.
Dang. Yeah.
Before Discord even existed, I was in my league called PMU. It was run by a different guy. His name is Stacks. I don't think he's online too much anymore. He used to run PMU, and that's where I met Panther. And that's also where I met Carson, one of my good friends. And from Carson and Panther already knew each other, and they both met me through that. And I'm gouging into backstory that doesn't relate, but it relates, so don't worry. I joined PMU, and I went 7-0 in the regular season. Jeez. And then I won my semis game, And I thought about this last night. My entire career could very well be holding off of a crit in a game that wasn't even mine, because it was semifinals. It was Carson against the second seed in the league. And I did not think Carson would win, but he crit him and he won. So it was me versus Carson in finals, and I won Carson. And in my third league ever, I went undefeated, won the championship. And that's how I kind of got my name out there. So then APA Showdown Season 5 came around, and they wanted to expand to, I think it was 20 coaches at the time. And obviously everyone in that server was like, does anyone know everyone good? And Carson, I'd been helping him prep for APA beforehand. He threw my name out there, and Panther heard my name, so they invited me, and that's how I got my foot in there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Dang.
And that was in 2017. We're in 2020. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So could you give us into the light? How old are you right now, Kurpie?
I am 18. I turned 18 back in April of this year. So just to give you context, I started playing Draft League when I was 15, 14 and a half maybe. And that's not even when I started playing competitive Pokemon either. So I've been around the block for a minute. Which
is really impressive. It's a complex game. I like to compare it to poker and chess, right? So it's a in a way, it could be a highly intellectual game. So me personally, when I was 15, I wasn't about to play games like this. No. Dude, it's something.
You did not have the attention span.
No, it's attention span combined with discipline, combined with just overall. I think discipline is a good way actually to explain it, because when you're 15, stuff like that, it's just not on your radar. So kudos to you, man. So if you've been here since 15, 18 now, 3 years around the block. You started in the AP Showdown League, you said, right? And how was the transition over into Wi-Fi?
The transition to Wi-Fi was very easy for me as a player, because I had already been crushing Wi-Fi scenes before APA did Wi-Fi. And it was very easy for me because I was one of the first people Panther asked to be a designated Jenner for Season 1. And then before the draft started, a person dropped. And around that time is when custom firmware, how I record my DS without actually owning a capture card, that's when that started happening. So I could gen. I was good friends with Panther. I could record my own stuff. I said, hey, you should get me in there. And Panther pulled some strings, and I got that replacement spot. And that's how I got into the Wi-Fi division of it for a while, too.
Which is crazy. Give us a couple name drops of who were in the league with you.
Season 1 was, I like to think of APA, the old seasons, they kind of went in blocks. So Season 1 was APA crew plus some PMC members, old PMC members. You had old players like J Specs, Arky Knight, you had Scotty Dr. Pepper was in there. You had some other kind of well-known YouTubers. There was a French YouTuber, his name is Foetsky. He was in Season 1.
Interesting.
Panther, Dan, Mighticus, myself. Phantom Bass is another PMC name. Dallas Staryu is another old PMC name. So that was Season 1. And then Season 2 was the NPA season, as I like to call it. That had players like Automatic and Cressel Key, and I can think of the team name. I can't think of the coach. Lindomar, that's the person I'm thinking of. He was there as well. There was a couple more NPA coaches. Galactic Elliot, I believe, was in Season 2 as well. And then Season 3 was the big season. That was the GBA / now WBE season. That's when we got A Drive and Kyle A and Envy and Chimp and Leo, or not, Leo was in that. Chimp wasn't, I don't think. But that's how I saw it, is we kind of progressed in different league blocks and therefore the stepping stones of fame.
So it was a progression, right? So you started in both Season 1 and 2, and then 3 was where the big kaboom of all the stardom. Was it something somewhat of an easy... Did you get starstruck, or was it just more business as usual?
I was definitely starstruck helping Panther, because I knew everything before a lot of people did. I knew things I shouldn't have known at the times. So there was a lot of things I was very excited about. When Panther told me, he messaged me, said, "You're never going to believe what I did." And I said, "What'd you do?" And he said, "I asked Kyle A and A Drive to retweet, not even join, just retweet the draft stream." And I said, "No way." And then the next season after that, he said, "Kyle and A Drive want to join." And I said, "You're lying to me." And I was very starstruck at the time. I was never I was never a huge content watcher of them. Nothing to them. I just didn't enjoy it. But they were names. Obviously, you're in the Mons community here. Like if you're in the Mons community and you like A Drive is a very common name. Almost everyone knows them. So just the thought of being able to interact with these people and do like just talk to them and play them and just see how I stacked up was very exciting for me. It wasn't as much like I'm playing someone I've looked up and watched for so long. It was more so like I've made it.
Yeah.
Like this could be the big times.
Yeah.
It really was. It's a cool time. I do remember as a fan, being a big fan. I didn't know you for you back then. It's funny because it's a funny story that I knew you were the coach of the Winnipeg Blue Blastoise because I knew it was Kurt. It was just Kurt because there's two of you, right? There's Kurt and then there's Kurt the Buswell. I would always get the two of you guys mixed up because, like I said, I didn't know you guys personally then. And I remember there was this one week I saw Kurt as the Buswells and then Kurt as the Blue Blastoise. I was like, what the heck? He got a logo change? But then obviously got two and two together and knew that you guys were separate. And I was a big fan of you. There was a game against you and gym leader Gio on one of those leagues, and that was one of my favorites. That was a good one. And
that was one of my favorite games I've ever played.
I'm not gonna say
that's a good story as well.
we'll get into that one too. You sent me a game not too long ago where the mascot Mimikyu put in the finest of work. Was that the game against Gio?
No, that was a different league actually. That wasn't APA, but that was another good showing of mine. That wasn't APA.
Just to put on showcase, guys, this guy's good. So Kurt's skill level was mixing it with some of the top contenders on the YouTube platform back then. Kyle A, close personal friend of ours, alumni of the Grandmasters table. Brother, he's a brother. We love Kyle A, he's a good guy. So the fact that you were able to play these names and allows you to get your name out there, did you ever find that moment, or did it come to you that you wanted to take this momentum and put it into YouTube, or was it just more I just want to be more of a draft league competitor?
See, that leads into an interesting point, and I might go off on a tangent here. So if you want me to
go
back to topic, let me know.
No, go for it.
But that's actually a really interesting question, and part of the reason I have like not a bad taste, but just kind of like a sore spot with YouTube is I'm looking back on it. I'm very sad I didn't take up those opportunities, and I'm very sad I didn't take the leagues as seriously as I should have because. Obviously, at the time, I wouldn't know it. At the time, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But hindsight, it's always 2020. But in the moment, I obviously had personal issues every season. I had computer issues every season. When I say I play video games on a potato plugged into the wall, I'm not kidding. I had so many issues because I was still in school back then too. So it was just trying to juggle everything at once. It was very hard for me to stay committed to uploading and playing all these games, and the stress level of the competition as well, because D-Ray says I'm good. If you look at my records, they would like to show otherwise. Just the stress level of like, okay, I gotta come home from school, I gotta do my homework, I got this practice after school, and then I gotta come home and I gotta play Chimpact. Like the stress that goes through your head in one day when you're a high school student, along with I had a lot of personal issues as well growing up, so it's just a lot of stress going on, and I figured that was the easiest thing to dump. And in the moment, it obviously made sense, and in hindsight, it made sense for that reason. But I'm really sad I never took off with the momentum that I was given and took it seriously, because I feel like I'd be in a bit of a bigger spot than I would be. Not to say I'd be huge, but I feel like I'd be in a bit bigger spot than I would be today if I'd taken it serious.
But again, you were like 15, 16 at the time. It's hard for a 15 or 16 year old to kind of see into the future like that. Like I was definitely not thinking of, and having to do all that, because I know when I like in school and playing sports, I didn't get home till late. And at that time, that's probably when most people want to battle. And then you still have to do homework and all that stuff. It's like, it was just difficult. As
a content creator, for me being as an actor coming into content creation, it's about your mode and your mood in general, both of them kind of being in the same aspect here, that you have to kind of bring a certain level of yourself to creating content, or else it kind of feed your outside universe, your outside world into whatever you're creating. So if you're stressed out at school, if you're stressed out at your work, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're stressed out outside of the content that you're creating, it's going to kind of ooze out into your content in a way. that could be as simple as it could be easily exposed in the things that we do. So if we're playing Draft League, for example, if you had a bad day or if you're at school and you realize you didn't do your homework or you had a bad test, someone pissed you off at school, and then Chimpact hacks you. Like, you're going to get a lot more tilted just because of your day versus you being in a better headspace. So in a way, I don't see it being a bad thing. But yeah, go to what you're saying.
There are a lot of those stories where I'd come home stressed and then I'd play a game. There's two that come to mind. And I like to look back at them because I laugh at them now, but in the moment, obviously the time sucked. There was one game, I came home, I was very depressed at the time. Came home, played my APA Showdown game, and I got 6-0'd by Clefable off a lead.
Oh, I've been there.
I literally turned off my computer and punched a wall. I've never been more frustrated. And then there was another game I was supposed to play for APA Showdown, and we were scheduled to play, and the day of, I'd gotten dumped. So I literally messaged my opponent and I said, yo, I cannot play today. I just got fucking dumped. I apologize. I'm not supposed to swear. I just got dumped.
As you can see from the people we've had here, dude, you're uncapped. Go for it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Removing the leash.
I didn't even think about that.
No, you're fine.
I probably should ask that beforehand. But yeah, I straight up said, like, I just got dumped. I cannot play. You can take forfeit if you want, or we can extend. I really don't care. It's up to you. And my opponent, obviously, it was Classic. It was APA Showdown at the time. Now it's called Classic. A bunch of friends. Obviously, he was very chill with it. And yeah, I think I ended up winning that game. So.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I mean, it's like we were saying. It's like it's tough to because I feel that I've been in days where I've had awesome days, and I can be lightheaded. I can be light-aired. I can be comedical in my content, and it's not. If I get hacks, I could take a deep breath and be fine and move forward. But like if the kids are stressing me out or something happened in my old day job that luckily I'm not there anymore, but regardless, if something happened and it's kind of sitting on your shoulders, it carries on to whatever's happening here. So I feel what you're saying, because with you and the time that you were doing this, you kind of got cucked in a way. You were dealing with a lot of life development stuff because, dude, high school sucks sometimes.
High school, and just in for normal,
high school sucked.
I hated it. Same.
And so I wish that you had the opportunity. I'm sure that I'm gonna get you some opportunities, pretty soon. Don't you freaking worry. That you can get those opportunities again to kind of gain that momentum again, which is definitely a possibility. But shout out to you for dealing with what you had in front of you and still being able to, you know, muster up what you could.
Yeah, like push through, basically.
Push through.
Because a lot of people would probably quit, especially starting that young. A lot of people would probably.
Yeah, you're still around.
Yeah,
that's a win.
Would quit.
And there were a lot of quits. There were definitely a lot of breaks, but I kept coming back because it was something. I explained in my update video a little bit a while ago. Like content creation, something I've always enjoyed doing. I've always enjoyed making people laugh. I've always enjoyed making people happy, and that's me as a person. I'm the type of person, I'll starve to watch others feast. I would have somebody who's, you know, had the worst day of their life, and it becomes my mission to make them feel better. That's the type of person I am, and I love doing that in my content. I love being silly, and I love being goofy, and I love yelling and screaming at little animals fighting each other.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
But at the same time, you know, like I enjoyed it, and it's hard to see that sometimes, and it's obviously hard to see that at the time. But now it's like, you know, if I like it, someone else will like it. And if I can make somebody happy, I've won. So
exactly.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, Kurpie, Summer, and I are in a server called the Goondocks, created by we're gonna
Jesus, right?
Those guys.
This is the team. Created by John Jr., Dietite, and Ojo Albina, and then Kurt is obviously one that pulls his weight around there as well. What you guys get right now, it's funny because we pulled his leg and said this is the professional Kurpie. His voice is of angels, so you have a very podcast style-esque voice, and I love the fact that you said that you want to just entertain people, because that's the definition of what we call him. Kurpie. He goes by JustKurt. We're probably gonna let that slip a couple times. We probably already did.
Yeah,
he goes by JustKurt on YouTube, and then we call
everybody
him Kurpie.
knows me as both. My Twitter handle is just Kurpie, so both, it goes either way.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to get on the YouTube to change it to JustKurt P. That way everything is just all coming together. But he is just a lighthearted fellow that just always wants to make everybody else laugh. I want to tell you guys a story that probably made my friendship with Kurpie a little bit stronger, just because I'm able to. I'm gonna say it.
no.
I know.
I don't know the story you're talking about. No, I'm excited.
It's the peanut story.
Yes.
So Kurpie and I, right? So we live on opposite sides of not the globe, but the continent.
He's
So I live
above
down
us.
in Southern California.
He's above us.
We're the same continent, but it's
Yeah.
on the other side. But
It's on top of us.
it's summer.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. Geography says.
We'll talk about Kurpie being on top of us later. Anyway, so
I thought that came after the podcast.
yes, sir. So us being able to be on call probably almost on a daily basis. It's crazy to develop a
daily.
relationship with someone that you haven't physically been in the same room with.
Yeah.
That I feel as though we've gotten really close. And Kurpie and I, even if Summer's asleep, like Kurt said like a little bit earlier, homeboy is awake at like freaking 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I can count on personally, and I'm gonna thank you for this, man, is that I can always count on looking in the Goondocks and you guys are on call and I can hop in and just kind of unwind for the day.
Yeah.
And there was this one day where we just decided to play Super Smash Brothers. And it was me, OG Albina, and Kurt. It was the 3 of us. Obviously, you can tell just from the beginning of the story, it's a mess. You never play this game with 3 people. It just doesn't work, because then there's 2 people actually playing the game, and then there's a 3rd person chilling on the other side of the stage, literally doing nothing. But Kurpie wasn't just literally doing nothing. He would pick characters that have obviously far reach moves. So he had this. He used the character Diddy Kong, and Diddy Kong has this move where he has a peanut gun, shoots peanuts, and Kurpie would not only just shoot us from afar and just run away every single time we play. For those who play Smash, you understand the frustration. Not only was he shooting from afar, running away from both me and Owen, he was yelling peanut every single time we shoot. So we were playing this game for probably for more than 5-6 minutes, obviously because the timer's on, and every few seconds you hear peanut. Just the most annoying thing ever, which is so funny. It just got stuck to me to the point where the next day at work, it wasn't probably the next day, maybe 2 days later, I was still the supervisor of the housekeeping department in a big hotel here in Southern California. And there's this kid walking down the hall going to the room. He's with his mom. And the mom asked the kid, she says, do you want a snack? And little boy says, yes, please. And she asks him, what would you like? And he yells, peanuts. Like, oh my God. What this, I can't, his head is just he's just stuck in my head. So that's just the lighthearted energy that he wants to bring to his content creation.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans? We're going to talk about plugs later on, and you've been doing some stuff right now, but do you have plans on actually building in and coming back and being consistent on YouTube?
I've thought about it, and with everything going on in life right now, it's if I was to do it, it'd be now, because I got nothing else to do. So if I were to do it, I'd do it now. And it's something I thought about, but it's so difficult for me because it's part of a mental thing for me. And I've talked to John Jr. a couple of times about this, where it's like, no matter how hard I try, that sore spot of opportunities that I've missed will always be there. And it's very hard for me to not relish on the past and just look forward. So it's something I'd love to try. And that's why I tried to do a couple of different things. Like I uploaded a Showdown Live for the first time in 4 years, last week.
Yeah.
Just to try new stuff. And I thought about maybe getting into it. It's just it'd have to be how I feel about it and just see how I'm doing. I'm kind of just taking it by ear at this point.
That's good though.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're just playing with it. Now, rewinding back to when you were in those good APA days, when you were doing YouTube then, in that headspace, given the fact that you've already alluded to you having those stresses at school and the relationship issues, did you plan on making YouTube a hobby that could be something else, or were you just on YouTube because APA was an upload required league?
I had always dreamed back then. I had always dreamed of blowing up on YouTube. Back then, that was my dream job. That's what I wanted to do. So it was one of those, I really, really, really want this, but I just couldn't get there. And I was dedicated I dedicated as much as I could without just losing my mind. Yeah. And it was something I really wanted to do. And I did good for a little bit, even when I first started, I did some stuff. I uploaded a couple Showdown Lives. Oh, geez. Stop it. Sorry. I did some other stuff outside of just draft leagues when I first started to try and get out there. but obviously when you first start, it's very hard to get out there.
Yeah.
When you first start fresh channel.
Yeah.
Especially at that time, I didn't have connections or anything yet. Like now it's at least like, well, I have connections, I got servers, I got people, I got stuff. But back then it was like, I got nothing. So here's this kid playing Showdown just like everyone else is. So it was something I really wanted, and it was something I really put my mind forward to, and that's why I wanted to be in the APA so badly. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have joined, because uploading was such a huge task. It was like, you need to upload because these big guys won't want to be in this league that's very half-assed. And it was something I was told time and time again by Panther and Mighticus and Dan, like, you need to be on top of this because you're running out of chances. And every time I took my chance, and I did okay with it, but it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I feel that hard. It's
I take them as learning experiences from
There you
it
go.
too, you know?
You're taking the thoughts out of my. Go ahead.
Yes,
Go.
I know,
Just
you're
take the ball
welcome.
and
This
shoot.
is what I do.
All you.
But yeah, it's definitely, I just like, I feel like when you like, what am I thinking about?
You know, I gassed you up, and you
Yeah,
just
you did. You made me nervous. It's because you freaking gassed me up. You made me nervous. Now I lost my train of thought. But you take those, like what they said, you take that just as like you didn't hit the mark, but you can use that as a learning opportunity going forward. If that's still something that you want to do, you push for it. You don't give up, you know, unless I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, dude, you fail. What she's trying to say is that you did have the same thought as me. And just apparently for you today, words are hard.
Yes.
If you really want the sentence summary, you don't give up on the sentence.
Content creation, and this goes a lot with, so I've alluded to my past in acting before. You have to fail to get better. Whenever you're entertaining, not even just as acting, as an entertainer, if you're a comedian, if you're an actor, if you're an actress, if you are an improv artist, which is basically all the above, put onto a video platform for people to consume, that's what content creation is. All of us, all together, need to fail.
Yeah.
The reason for it is because you find your strengths, you find your weaknesses, and once you do, you're able to develop what is your niche. I love the fact that you were able to do this young, because I feel like there's so much potential with you. Dude, you're 18 years old, and
literally,
you're
Daniel you're 11 years older than.
Okay, hold on.
You're 11 years older than him, Daniel.
Damn, this went south.
Honestly, though, Daniel just started this a year ago, and if you're so young, you still have so much opportunity ahead of you. You're just doing your learning process in front of people, where Daniel had to do it behind the scenes.
No, that's different. I did it in front of people, but I did it on the screen, on the TV screen. I did this. You guys haven't seen me on YouTube fail, and you're still on the same platform, and you're not giving up, which is what she's alluding to, which is awesome. The fact that you're doing this now, and the fact that you stuck around, because there are hundreds of names. Me being a fan of Pokemon in general, that have come and have gone, and they're not here anymore. Back then, there were much more bigger names. The scene was much bigger than it was today, because if you're a fan of Wi-Fi draft leagues, if you're a fan of Showdown draft leagues that are uploaded, it's a very small group of people that are in a lot of the same leagues.
Yes.
Because there aren't those people that are around that were talented in the past. Gypsy is one of them. Gypsy used to do other Wi-Fi leagues, and now he just does Showdown. He's just one example that's still around, but he doesn't kind of put himself out on the spotlight. There's lots of other ones. There's been countless tier lists of what the best players are in the draft league format. 75% of them are gone. So I think that you could take this win as you still being here.
Yeah.
And
that's a big
dude,
one.
I was 18 and I was not at the point where you're at. Like, I was doing the same other stuff and dealing with the same stuff with breakups and such.
Hoenn.
And then Hoenn.
Hoenn, that's what he was doing.
And I was not at the headspace that you're at now, which is great. It kind of segues into what you do outside of Discord, YouTube, content creation in general. Are you still in school right now?
I am not. I was going to go back to school this year, but with all the events this year, I decided to take a year off for many, many reasons. And one of the big reasons is my stepbrother's girlfriend told me, she said, honestly, it's not worth it, because the experience of actually getting to go to college or go to university is something you don't want to miss out on.
Yeah.
And it's something that, you know, it's not like I was dead set on anything at this point in my life. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm going to finish school and I'm going to go be a doctor, or I'm going to go to school to be a lawyer, or I'm going to go do this. I wasn't set on anything. I was like, all right, I'm going to finish high school and then, I don't know, wave my arms around for a while. Like, I didn't have a plan. I never had a plan because it was just, the future's scary. Yeah. And it's something, nothing ever stuck out to me. Nothing ever struck me hard. It's like, this is what I want to do. Now, obviously, I have different passions and different things I want to do, but I don't want to give up the potential experience of me going to college for the first time or going to university and meeting new people because I'm doing it through a Skype call.
Yeah.
Shout out to COVID-19, dear Lord. This is freaking sucks because it goes to the same thing. I love the fact that you have the example with us in our close personal friend group. Tight is currently in college, University of Connecticut, right? Is that where he's at?
It's a state school.
Somewhere somewhere state, exactly. And he's smart, so he's in a big school. And so he went to school and then got him out. He went back to school.
Yeah, right.
It's funny. There's a whole dynamic with him that it's a whole other story. But he is in college with his girlfriend. They bring him in, they pull him out. They bring him in, they pull him out, and then put him on Skype, and then take the Skype calls out, bring him back in. It's exactly what you're saying, dude. I did the college thing. I didn't study all that much. I just did the college thing, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss out on. Do you, now that we're in these fickle times, do you think that in this time, you said that this is going to be your biggest opportunity to do content? Is it something that you have the availability to do full time, or are you looking to go the job route when things open up, or how's your free time being spent right now?
Right now, my free time is trying to not be an owl and sleep until 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But right now, I originally was going to get a job, but I don't feel bad breaking the fourth wall with anybody. I was gonna get a job, but I decided not to because I am very close with both of my grandmas. I have 2 grandmas, and I'm very close with both of them, and both of them are both very old and fragile. Yeah. So God forbid I catch something and give it to them. It's something I can't deal with. So I have no reason. Awesome. I'm not in a money crunch. I'm not planning on moving out on my own immediately. I guess I obviously don't plan on being in my parents' basement forever, but it's not something I need to do right now. Yeah. So it's just, I have no reason to get a job other than I'm bored.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if this isn't reason to go to the description below and subscribe to his channel, I'm about to cry. That's an awesome reason for you to just
for the grandmas.
I don't think I've ever been speechless. That's really cool, dude. That's awesome. Grandmas. Shout out to you and grandmas. That's crazy. Now, I have to ask you the heartfelt questions, the ones that everyone wants to know when they listen to the podcast. For those who are supporters of you from the beginning days of the APA, if I were to ask you to choose one Pokemon to be your absolute favorite of all time, again, it doesn't have to be in Draft League, aesthetically, whatever case may be, you choose one. Which one's your absolute favorite?
Squirtle.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yes,
no question. Not a question at all. I love Squirtle. It was my first starter Pokemon. I started late. I started with Fire Red, not Red and Blue. I started with Fire Red. Yeah. And I got Squirtle because my reasoning as a kid is the same reasoning it is now. Charmander's overhyped, and Bulbasaur looks weird.
Bulbasaur looks weird.
So I liked the little turtle. I also loved Ninja Turtles as a kid, so I was like, turtle. So I instantly had a connection with the turtle, and then since then it's been a love connection with the little turtle. And I even have a plushie of Pikachu dressed as a Blastoise.
Oh, that's sick.
That's so funny.
Hey,
I have a selfie of me somewhere.
I love that Squirtles. I actually thought you were gonna say War Turtle, but I'm glad that it's still on the same. I did think he was
gonna say War Turtle too. I can't say that, by the way. War Turtle.
War Turtle 2.
War Turtle.
War Turtle 2. War Turtle Strikes Back.
There you go. Kurt can say it. You can't.
No, I can't say it.
It's so bad. Are you? Do you consume content on YouTube that's not Pokemon related? Do you ever watch any other stuff, any other podcasts?
I watch a lot of things, including the podcast. I watch a lot of things everywhere. My YouTube recommended is pretty much just like, here's a bunch of random videos we selected from YouTube. Enjoy them, because I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you know
different
who
games, different genres?
Do you know who Logan Paul is?
Yes.
Logan Paul
Who
has
doesn't?
a podcast
Yeah.
called Name Impulsive. And Logan, I just realized, is that Squirtle is his
Oh
favorite
yes,
Pokemon
he has
too.
it freaking tattooed
Aw,
next
man.
to his.
And he
I gotta
has.
get a new favorite Pokemon now.
So we're out here competing, trying to get on Spotify. just
Oh my
saying.
gosh.
And Impulsive is a great podcast you guys should listen to. But his favorite Pokemon is also Squirtle.
Yeah.
So every
Him.
podcast that he
Don't
does,
plug it. He doesn't need plugging. Jeez Louise.
he records every episode of Impulsive with
Has
a
a
Squirtle plushie, and he's got a Squirtle Squad Squirtle tattooed but like right by his groin
His
area.
Manhood.
So that's the first thing that stuck out to me, because I wouldn't be surprised. Do you have tattoos?
I could see
I do
him
not.
with some tattoos.
I've
though.
thought about them, but I do not at the moment.
I could see you with some tattoos.
Yeah, I'm low key
Yeah.
shocked. That's
Yeah.
funny. So you kind of alluded to before. Let's dip back into that. You said you started in Fire Red. That's when you first came into the franchise. When did you first come into being a fan of Pokemon?
When I was very, very little, probably around 6 or 7. Actually, I lied. I apologize. I lied. Oh, geez, my computer's turning. I lied. My first game was Sapphire, and then got Fire Red. But I liked Squirtle more than Trico. My first game was Pokemon Sapphire when I was 6, maybe 5, something like that. My cousin's old Game Boy gave it to me because he grew out of it, and came with Pokemon Sapphire. So I played it, and I just liked, I was little, I liked all the cute animals and the colors, and it was very fun. But I was also a very smart kid. I was very ahead of my level, and my family tells me this all the time. I was very ahead of everybody. I was the type of kid in 1st and 2nd grade that would be done the math quiz before half the people even started it. Like, I was very intellectually ahead of everybody at that point. So it's not like I struggled with Pokemon. A lot of kids struggle with, like, I don't know what this does, or I don't know where to go.
Daniel.
Did it. I did it. No, I meant as a kid, not now.
Yeah, right.
I do. No, I love that you said that story, because there's been a couple of guests in the podcast that have the same issue. So, like, we recently had Seabat, and he had his whole thing that he was stuck in the house and he couldn't get out of the
Oh
house.
yeah, remember the freaking mat?
And it's the same thing with me. I got to Brock and I couldn't beat Brock. I literally had the game for half a year, could not get past Brock. My Pikachu ended up getting to level 30, and then it just wouldn't even listen to me. So I'm like, what do I do now? Pikachu doesn't listen to me. I can't get past Brock. This is a big thing.
This
So
is a stupid game.
a stupid game. Just throw it across the room. So you're right. There's an intellectual part of
Yeah.
actually having Pokemon. Some people think
5
that
and
it's,
6-year-olds are playing it.
Playing this
You have to
game
be
and-
intellectual.
it's
The only struggle that I remember as a kid is, if you guys have played Pokemon the Sapphire and Ruby, after you beat Brawly, you're supposed to go to Slateport on the
Yep.
boat, and I could not for the life of me figure out where to go, because nobody tells you when you beat Brawly. Nobody tells you, if you don't read the initial dialogue, nobody tells you to go to Slateport. Not a single soul tells you to go to Slateport. So I was running around talking to every trainer in the game, trying to figure out where to go, because I could not figure it out. I beat Brawly, and I could not get to the next part of the map. So then I finally talked to Old Man and the Bird, Briny and Pico, and I talked to them, and they said, "You want to go to Slateport?" And I'm like, "What's a Slateport?" So I went to Slateport, and I finally figured it out after probably a week and a half, 2 weeks of trying to figure out how to leave Brawly's. That's the only real struggle I remember having as a kid, and the only reason I remember it is because I still have that problem. I still
God.
cannot figure out how to get to Slateport.
Oh my god.
But at the end of the day, like, who reads? At the same time, sometimes you'd be like clicking that A button, and you're just like, just shut up. I'm trying to.
I'm
get past
10.
it.
I'm saving the world. I got cool
I'm
monsters. There you
saving the
go.
world.
I've saved you all the dialogue of Pokemon.
And that's all I need. And then little do you know, you can't go nowhere. And then 6 months pass. That was for me.
Exactly.
6 months.
months pass, and you can't progress in this freaking game.
Jesus, Daniel, I'm surprised you're still here.
Oh my lord, it gives me flashbacks every single time. I'm gonna allude to this because Summer's gonna bring this up if I don't.
Yes, I am. You know I liked it.
Dude, so
Fire shots at you.
I'm in a group of YouTuber. So my category in age
is old man.
Listen, okay, we're trying to keep this cushiony,
Yes.
right? We're trying to
Agree.
Yes.
my
As the
group,
second oldest member of Goons, you hold the old man title.
Yes.
I do. My group is in the content creation group of like Steve, Magnitude, Panther, Chase, A Drive,
Chase is even younger
Gym
than
Leader,
you
Geo.
by 2 years.
Chase
so.
is he's still old man at heart.
Yeah.
We've discussed that. So I came into the platform a little bit later because I didn't do content creation. I was doing competitions and traveling the western part of the United States, doing small tournaments on the West Coast, and I didn't actually do any YouTube content creation. And when we dipped into your story when you started doing Pokemon, you said you were how old?
Like
When I
5
first
or
started
6.
playing the game, I was probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And you said that was 12 years ago?
I'm crying because so let's say it was
So we pulled
2008.
we pulled up the
Daniel was
calculator.
a junior in high school.
Dude, I just started my
dying.
junior year in high school. I was
Old.
He was driving a car. He had a driver's license when you learned about Pokemon.
oh my god, this is a crazy world. This is an awesome way to kind of explain to the viewers that if you are a fan of the franchise, whether if you're young, whether if you're pitiful, dusty old like me, all of us come together and we play this crazy game. And whether if it's an enjoyment of just playing through it and throwing your game across the room because you passed through it by pushing A and not listening to the game, or if you're doing the competitive aspect, it's just a cool community. I've met a lot of really cool people. The Goons, as crazy and chaotic as they can be, they've become some of my close friends. So I'm glad that we ended up pulling you here. What I want to do is kind of pull into the Goons now, because if you are following me already on Twitter at Grandmaster D, right, make sure you do that. Muy importante, because we're always going to announce who we have on the Grandmaster's table through there. Gives you guys an opportunity to shoot your shot. If you've ever had any questions for whatever guest that joins us in that day, it gives you an opportunity to kind of involve yourself whatever in the conversation.
And as well, if you don't have a Twitter, which some people do not.
And if you don't have a Twitter, go to my...
Excuse me. Don't cut me off.
Yes! Finally, give me a high five.
Jesus.
Atta girl. There we go. That's the
God.
co-host I wanted.
I'm here for it.
If you do not have a Twitter, Daniel also has a link in the description for the sanctuary, the Grandmaster Sanctuary, and in there is a category called the Table Talk, where you can also ask your questions on there if you choose not to have a Twitter.
So essentially all you have to have is either Twitter or Discord.
Yes.
Gives you guys a chance to talk to whatever guests that we have here. So if you want that opportunity, please make sure you do that. And today is no different. We have a couple questions that people have asked, and a lot of them are going to be kind of juicy. So we're going to dip into that. The very
I don't
first
like those
question.
people. I got my
Yeah.
Twitter notification. I don't like a lot of them people.
We're going to start from the bottom to the top, because whoever is on the bottom is the first person to send the
We
question.
started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
see?
my gosh.
Kirpy gets it. Kirpy gets it.
It's
He's
the
in with the
Canadians.
times. Kirpy keeps me young.
Oh my
We'll
gosh.
just say that. The first question that we have here is from @MidPokemaster. He asks
Oh,
you
jeez.
if Kurt. Okay, no, yeah,
It's
this
just a comment.
Let's go before. Oh, so here's a comment from a question. So the first question is actually from @Olivia Sama. Shout out to you. The first question, first of two. She asks you in 7 words, what are goons?
What are the goons?
7 words. What are goons?
What are the goons?
What are the goons?
A. Headache. I saved you 5 words.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, for real though.
Part 2 that she asks you here is how many more IBA comeback seasons do you think will happen?
None. 0. Absolutely none. I refuse.
Tell the people what the
After-
IBA is.
IBA is run by very good friend Brody, odds are, and I love Brody to death. He's one of my closest friends, but God, do I hate him. He is, I mean this in the nicest way possible, Brody, if you're watching this, the worst commissioner ever. Because for the past 3 seasons of IBA, the International Battling Association, Brody's the commissioner. Started off the season very good, very active, he made the graphics, very communicative, very active, and then he falls off and he disappears and nobody knows where he goes. He's just gone. So who has to run it? Me. And did I want to run it? No. So I told Brody straight up, I'm not running it again And also, fun fact that you'll only get from me, Brody paid me $50 today because we made a bet in Goons at the beginning of season 6, IBA season 6. Me, OG Albina, and Brody were in call. And Owen said, Brody, why do you spend so much time on these team builder graphics? You're not gonna upload the whole season. And Brody said, nuh-uh, yes I am. And I said, okay, Brody, bet. If you upload the entire season, if I bet you and you won't upload the entire season. And Brody said, bet. And if I don't, I'll pay you and Owen both $50. My man uploaded week 1 and has been gone since.
Oh
so me and Owen got $50 today.
Nice. Hey, at least he paid up.
Hey,
He did pay up.
He is a man of integrity. So shout out to Odds R.
I love making bets with Brody because I'm so confident in them. Season 5 of IBA is one of my favorite memories ever. And I bet Brody $600 US that he would not win the season. Because I was that confident of the competition level, he would not win. And he said, okay, bet. And the poetry in that bet is who knocked him out of playoffs?
You. Oh my god.
I love that so much. It's pinned in Goons forever. It's my favorite Brody moment ever.
That's amazing.
Gosh,
that's kind of like
amazing.
Not taking candy from a baby, but ensuring your fate. I like
taking candy from Brody.
Yeah, taking
candy from a Brody. I'm gonna hop onto this train before we continue on. Now, I, like I've alluded to before, had come into the scene around August, September-ish. The IBA was going to be my very first Wi-Fi draft league. I knew that the APA Academy was coming. I was in talks with Jay. I was in talks with Panther. I knew I was going to be in the league, but the league wasn't going to start till January. It was one of those, hey, are you committed? I said, yes, cool, we'll start in January. I was like, well, okay, I don't need to get my Elgato. I don't need to get any preparation whatsoever. And then Brody comes in and asks if I want to do the IBA, because at that time he was going to do a Wi-Fi division. But it was the beginning of the generation, so we didn't know what Wi-Fi was going to look like because of the timer. We didn't have access to the chess timer at the time, so we wanted to experiment with what the league was going to look like. So we did what's called the preseason. So we did a little mini draft, and I was like so excited, like, hey, this is my first Wi-Fi draft league that's in the Elgato, with the Elgato on the Switch. The game is beautiful, and I had my first week 1 against Owen, and then we're supposed to do, which is a win, by the way, shout out to that. And then week 2 of the preseason, quote unquote, was supposed to start, and then the league completely shut down. I was like, what's happening? No, where is everybody? I was like, even saying in my video, I was like, this is gonna be so cool, the game is so awesome, it looks beautiful, and then the ship just completely fell apart.
Yeah, so I remember being in that group DM of air quote IBA admins, and I don't know why I got added to it. I wasn't in the league, I didn't want to help, but Brody kept adding me to it. Every time I left, he would add me back. So I said, okay, let's be here now. And I remember that because Brody had big plans, big plans, and the timer said, no, you don't.
Yeah.
So we love Brody. Brody is I love Brody.
Yeah.
Brody is in a level of category friend that's just dear to our heart. I love you, Brody. When you listen to this, we'll roast you again in Goons.
I feel like he won't listen to this at all.
Probably not.
The next question that we have here is from @John Jr. 306.
Oh, that guy stinks.
That guy stinks. Yeah. He was voted the stinkiest goon in the Goons podcast episode. Yeah.
That is facts. He asks you favorite memory/memories with Goons.
I got the notification for this tweet, so I've been thinking about this one for a lot. It's really hard because as a group, nothing comes to mind because we have so many good moments as a group. I have good memories with each Goon individually. Pretty much all of them I have a very good memory with, but as a whole, there are very few like good memories that come to mind because there's so many nights that are just like, dang, this was such a good, fun night. But there are a lot of nights. The one that comes to mind is when Goons was first created. I remember that call, and the only reason everyone remembers that call is because the very first pin of Goons. Now, it's not a very appropriate pin. I don't know if you guys have checked it. If you haven't, you two should go look at it.
Now I want to check it. Oh, no.
You probably shouldn't check it, but if you are intrigued, you should. And that pretty much defines the start of history that is Goons. That's probably my favorite one that comes to mind, but there have been a lot of good moments with Goons as a whole.
I wish you guys could see Summer's eyeballs.
Yeah,
They just opened up.
I'm like looking
So
for my
cute.
phone. No, I'm looking for my phone. I'm like, want to go grab my phone right now. Just
She's itching.
I'm about to.
Oh, she's gonna go grab that. But in the meantime, the second part, he asked his favorite season, probably what favorite season you've ever played in Pokemon.
I have a couple. Obviously the 7-0 season, one of my first seasons ever, was one of my favorite. I still love that team. It was a Kurt team.jpg. ABC season 1, I had Selly Lando. That was really fun. In terms of games though, the most recent PMU was a lot of fun because it was pretty much just all goons and all friends. Almost every season of Classic I've been in has been a lot of fun as well. I've had a lot of good seasons. None really stick out besides PMU way back when, ABC, and probably that IBA run. Season 4 when I won. Those are the 3 that come to mind off the bat.
So now this is all common denominator. This is the reason why we need you to put this back on the platform so we can enjoy this with you. Just gonna say that, put that out there. The next part he asks you, the last part he asks you, okay, I love this. Give yourself right now, off the top of your head, 5 compliments.
Oh yes, please.
I hate John for this question. I said if he phrased it in a question, I'd answer it, and then he did it in call. I have very, very bad confidence issues. For everyone who doesn't get why he asked me that, I have very bad confidence issues. I have very minimal confidence in myself and everything I do. So 5 compliments. I guess I'm kind of funny. People like me for some reason, so I guess that's a plus. I'm pretty good at for the Photoshop thing. I like that.
I hate these.
These are about as good as the compliments as I get. Like, this is about as good as I give myself. I can play decent at Pokemon sometimes. Like today, I played pretty well. I lost to Hacks, but I played pretty well.
Nice.
And I don't know.
I'm gonna give it to you if you don't, because there's one that sticks out, and I'm gonna give it to you if you don't. But I'm gonna give you an opportunity to say it.
Can't think of anything else.
You're a good-looking dude.
I make a
listen, hold on.
Kirby, you're gonna get so uncomfortable right now.
I'm
But
about to-
you are attractive.
Dude, Summer's about
You
to...
are
So we're lying to me on the podcast now.
Listen, okay,
see.
we're gonna put some context on this one, people. Listen, for those who are not in the sanctuary right now, in the description of every single one of my videos, there will be a link to get you guys in. It is an open Discord
I'm already
server.
plugged this.
Yeah, I did.
This is an open Discord server. This is another reason you should go in. Kurpie, there's now immortalized. I'm actually gonna go back and I'm gonna pin it. There's a
Oh yes,
this
I know
man,
what
we
you're
were
talking.
talking-
John,
I
so
do
much.
polls. I do polls of the day. The reason why I do it is to spark up conversation within the sanctuary to avoid the sanctuary becoming stale.
Dying out. Yeah.
I love the conversations that spark up. Most recently, if Kurpie, if you go back and you delete that photo, I'm gonna be so upset with you.
No,
But,
I'm
we're-
doing it live on video. I DM'd John Jr. on Discord. I hate you.
One of the questions of the polls of the day was, what kind of jewelry do you prefer?
Oh,
If it's
yeah,
gold,
yeah.
platinum, silver. I think that's what the options were. And then Kurpie says that he likes platinum because
Or
he's got some
like
rings on his hands.
gemstones, too.
And then gemstones. And
Yeah.
he hit us with the selfie. And my man's got
John
long
Jr.
hair with
posted.
glasses. He's got rings on his finger.
I hit him with the picture of my rings and my chain, and then John Jr. over here decided to pull up with a Snapchat photo that I sent to the Goon Snapchat group
Yes.
because I just got out of the shower that day, and I sent a picture of myself, and I was like, "Damn, this is a pretty good picture." I sent it to the Goon,
Yeah, so he
and
was
John
clean.
sends it every time I get brought up.
I remember
And we
because
go to the chat.
I did not know. I don't know how I did not know at that time what you look like at all. Honestly, when I went into the Goon server and everything and on Snapchat. So when you posted that, I was like, okay, you're attractive.
She's a married woman. She wouldn't smash, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, she was.
You've been giving me a million guesses. I would not have guessed that one as the compliment. So.
Hey, dude. So if you're on Summer's radar, that's gonna give you a little bit of confidence boost. I'm telling you. I
have so many compliments. Honestly, because you're one of the only people that has
Rapid fire,
made
go.
me freaking belly laugh till I literally cry. And I laugh at a lot of things, but like a true belly laugh where like I'm literally in tears crying, can't breathe is hard to do. And yeah, like there's so many. You're like my favorite person ever. So I have so many compliments for you.
In your face, Daniel.
Yeah.
Boo. So the next question that we have here, guys, is from @star_fish. At Starfish, he asks you.
Follow Star on Twitter.
Oh.
Now that you've said that out loud, I don't know if I follow Star on Twitter.
Star.
The Mr. Fish.
He's gonna be so sad. He asks you.
Star_fish.
I do now.
Why do you yearn for a warm caress? Why do I yearn for a warm caress from you every time you speak the holy words of "Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?"
What?
Please give us some context here.
Star. Well, I don't know. I think there's a hierarchy of under the influence, and there's like, you get drunk, and then you might step up, and you might do some plants, some marijuana, if you will.
Oh yes.
But then you take the next step, and you put butter on a Pop-Tart.
Ooh.
And my oh my, do you have problems?
Oh, we've all been there.
First of all,
For those who
a Pop-Tart. What?
Wait, hold on. Let's put some light on this. For those who consume, we'll say that.
Yes.
We'll try to keep this on the PG level for a subject that could be pretty rated R, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
For those who consume
herbs.
When you are under the influence of said
medicinal herbs,
beautiful weed that comes off the ground, you start to get thoughts in your head that you all of a sudden think that every food in your refrigerator is delicious. So you think, okay, this on top of this, let's try it. And euphoria comes about you, and apparently to Kurpie, putting butter on a Pop-Tart is
that's not where that came from at all, but I just use that as a metaphor. That's actually a Family Guy reference, and that's how me and Star became friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna let you go with it until you said that, and then I was like, I'm a good Christian boy. I don't do marijuana.
Good Christian boy.
Okay, we're not lying on the podcast.
Okay, don't lie to the people.
We don't lie on the podcast. I'm a good innocent little boy. It's a Family Guy reference, and I started singing it in call one day because Peter and Quagmire started singing songs, and they said that one of the songs was "Would you put butter on a Pop-Tart?" And I started singing it, and then Star chimed in, and then we had this like telepathic connection, and then we instantly became friends.
That's amazing.
That's where that came from.
Side note,
not that, but that was a good segue.
I found the very first pin in general.
Oh, you found it?
I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show Daniel.
It's cemented in Goons forever. No matter what happens, we can't unpin it.
That is
I wish I could tell you guys what it was about. We'll just say that
we can't. That probably crosses the threshold of podcast, but we might talk about it after the podcast.
If you ever were to give something the definition of the tea, this is the tea.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. The next question we have here on Twitter, it goes from @MidPokemaster, coming back from when we started in the beginning. Very important question.
Very.
Top tier question. Mm-hmm. When will you accept his friend request?
Mid sent me a friend request on Discord about a week and a half ago. It said we were friends. No, I don't think we were ever friends. Actually, I thought we were friends, but then I blocked him. No, I don't think we were ever friends. Mid sent me a friend request, and I kept deleting it. And to this day, right now, I still have the notifications that says next to friends, and I have one pending friend request, and it's Mid. And I told Mid, I will accept your friend request when you hit partner on Twitch. So go follow and watch Mid's Twitch if you want me to become friends with him on Discord.
Can we
some incentives here?
They've got some incentives. Hey, so to be his friend, it takes a lot. So you have to be at a certain level of success.
Doesn't. It's just Mid.
We love it.
He's like, I have really low standards. It's just Mid.
Yeah. I really don't care who I'm friends with. It's just Mid.
Oh, it feels so special.
Oh my God.
The last question we have here is from @OG_Albina, which is what he should make his YouTube handle. Ogobina. He is going to ask you, as a person who used to hate Little Cup Draft, what brought you around and made you enjoy / want to try it again?
See, I feel like Owen was fishing for a funny answer here, but I actually have a good story about this one.
Ooh.
So I was talking to, I don't remember who I was talking to at the time. Talking to somebody. It was in this phase of like, I'm kind of burnt out on Mons, but I'm just doing fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in 2 leagues at the time. One was, I think it was low tier, and one was Ubers. It was around an APA season, I think. It might have been actually around Little Cup. And I was actually enjoying Mons because I was playing things that weren't conventional draft.
Yeah.
Because standard draft of like, all right, I play Coco, I have Celesteal, blah, 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 blah. The same old gets so boring.
Yeah.
So getting to change it up and like, okay, I'm playing Little Cup this week. I'm playing at level 5. These are all the cute, fun Pokemon. Or I'm playing Ubers. Holy crap, that's a Giratina. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It's just changing it up and giving yourself something different. It's like putting salt and pepper on your food. It just makes it different.
Yeah.
It's the same food, but it's different now. So it was more so of like, I wanted to get back in Little Cup because I didn't give it a fair chance the first time. The first time I played Little Cup ever was APA Season 4 of Maine. They did a Little Cup season, and I told Panther, I've never played Little Cup before. Panther's like, yeah, me neither. We're just going to do it, though. And so I watched as much Little Cup as I could find, which was not much. And I tried to learn, and my front office didn't know Little Cup too well either. So we put
Winged
all
it.
3 brain cells together, and we ended up 1-5.
Hey, I see a win there.
Yeah, there is a win right there.
We did get 1 win. So I never gave it a fair shot. I thought it was a really dumb format. I was always like, why can't we just play with the Little Cup Pokemon at level 100? Now I've given it a fair shot, and I actually enjoy it. It's a whole different mindset of the game because I'm a very defensive player. I'm a very passive type of player. I don't like getting aggressive and thinking because I'm not very good at thinking, so I don't like it. So, but Little Cup, it's very like, all right, you attack or you die. You don't really get to play defense. So it's a whole different play style that you kind of have to relearn. And after playing competitive Pokemon for almost 5 years whole, draft for 4 of them, a whole new world is just, it's fun to learn.
A whole new world. I just thought about that.
I thought it. I didn't make the reference, but I thought it.
Summer's on the same wavelength. I love how Kurpie's over here giving us like the goods. He's giving us the freaking content, the juice, the air of our loom, and then Summer's over here like
magic to it. Okay.
I had Whole New World singing in my head the whole time while I was getting my answer. So
we love it. So guys, again, if you guys aren't already, make sure you follow me on Twitter so you guys get the opportunity to shoot your shot to any guest that we have here on the Grandmasters table. Gives you a little bit of an element of involvement whenever we sit down with our guests. So please do that.
Going back though, from what he was saying, I think that it's smart for players to do that because it really opens up your perspective on different Pokemon. And like when you do those like regular drafts, you have different things, different why am I losing all my words tonight? You have different thought, like you think about things differently, and you have expanded your what do I want to say? You have expanded your repertoire. Yes.
It's let me put it. I'll put it in a way of
in a smarter way than I did.
A smarter way, but not at all. You're doing so good at the English language today.
Doing great. Doing great.
I hate you both.
Put a little pat on the shoulder. I recently went off on. I made this real big mistake. It's funny because I said this in a video that was not yet published. You guys are gonna get it tomorrow. We're recording today on Sunday. You'll see the podcast on Wednesday. On Monday, you will see the GDL, my very final season against Liv. In that video, I say, I hate Gigantamax. Like, I don't like it. It's not for me. So I wasn't actually going to do it. And then I thought to myself, okay, then I'm going to do a standard draft league over and over again. Then that's going to get kind of stale for my audience. So I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to try something different because standard draft where there's no Gigantamax is very different from a Pokemon that turned big.
Little Cup. They want you to play Little Cups.
There's a Pokemon that turned big. Yeah, so you change it up. You do something different. You're no longer playing in the same manner because it's like what Kurt said. You put the salt on the food, it tastes better. Although it's the same food, it's just different. Will I play Little Cup in the future? Probably not. But
That's what you said about Gigantamax, and look at you now.
I know. I straight up said I'm not gonna do it again, and then
between me and Owen, you'll definitely be playing Little Cup.
Oh
They're
my
gonna
God.
peer pressure you
This
into
is peer
doing
pressure.
it.
This is it's like when the two kids jump on Papa's belly because like do it.
Oh
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
You're
I'll
right.
budge.
This summer we'll be playing Little Cup.
Yeah.
We will be.
I've
We will
tried.
get one of them to play Little Cup.
I've tried peer pressuring. I've considered it. I have.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Oh,
I'll be in your
jeez.
front office. We'll dubs.
I don't want you.
Oh no!
I would get Owen and
Fired.
Kurpie in my front office.
Yeah.
Amazing. So Kurpie, thanks for joining us today on the Grandmaster's Table. The floor is yours, man. I know that we are getting you slowly back into YouTube and slowly back into content creation.
Going with
But
the
is
flow.
there anything that is cooking up for the near future?
In the near future, not really. Right now, I'm uploading WPF, which is an ORAS Gen 6 league, because that's like my best format is playing Gen 6. So I do a lot of Gen 6 stuff. I also play Little Cups, learning Little Cup laddering on my channel with Owen. He's teaching me different things, and we're trying different stuff. In terms of plans, we're gonna see what the future brings, but we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens.
Love it.
Nice,
Love
yeah.
it. So guys, down in the description below will be a link to Kurpie's channel. Make sure you head over there, hit the subscribe button. You won't regret it because he says he doesn't have anything cooking now, but we're going to push him into some big stuff.
We're gonna peer pressure.
We're going to bring him back into the light because I will also, you know what? I'm actually going to leave a playlist link. I'm sure that we have it on the APA channel because I have access to it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to the playlist for APA Season 3 where he participated in. So make sure you head over there, watch him, because my man, again, like we've seen in the podcast today, has a voice of angels, and he is a very entertaining
He is
battler in general. So make sure you consume that content because it is A1. And like I said, subscribe to his channel. And I'll leave a link to his Twitter too, so that way you guys can follow him there as well. Summer, do you have anything else to say before we...
I'm really happy that you joined us. You're one of my favorite people, and I had a great time.
Oh.
No. Thank you guys so much for having me. I truly am really thankful and really honored that you guys grabbed me up and wanted me to come on the podcast, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. So
Yeah,
thank you guys.
It was a good time, man. If you guys enjoyed this too as much as we did, again, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And with that being said, we're gonna get the heck up out of here. Have a great rest of your night, and above all else, be nice. Peace.
Bye.